We'd better do something really quiet, said George. Or he'll keep his word, and we'll find ourselves in bed tomorrow just when we want to explore the wreck. This was a terrible thought. Anne went to get one of her dolls to play with. She had managed to bring quite a number after all. Julian fetched a book. George took up a beautiful little boat she was carving out of a piece of wood. Dick lay back on a chair and thought of the exciting wreck. The rain poured down steadily, and everyone hoped it would have stopped by the morning. We'll have to be up most awfully early, said Dick, yawning. What about going to bed in good time tonight? I'm tired with all that rowing. In the ordinary way, none of the children liked going to bed early, but with such an exciting thing to look forward to, early bed seemed different that night. It will make the time go quickly, said Anne, putting down her doll. Shall we go now? Whatever do you suppose Mother would say if we went just after tea? Said George. She'd think we were all ill. No, let's go after supper. We'll just say we're tired with rowing, which is perfectly true, and we'll get a good night's sleep, and be ready for our adventure tomorrow morning. And it is an adventure, you know. It isn't many people that have the chance of exploring an old wreck like that, which has always been at the bottom of the sea. So, by 8 o'clock, all the children were in bed, rather to Aunt Fanny's surprise. Anne fell asleep at once. Julian and Dick were not long, but George lay awake for some time, thinking of her island, her wreck, and, of course, her beloved dog. I must take Tim too, she thought, as she fell asleep. We can't leave old Tim out of this. He shall share in the adventure too. Chapter 8, Exploring the Wreck. Julian woke first the next morning. He awoke just as the sun was slipping over the horizon in the east, and filling the sky with gold. Julian stared at the ceiling for a moment, and then, in a rush, he remembered all that had happened the day before. He sat up straight in bed and whispered as loudly as he could. Dick! Wake up! We're going to see the wreck. Do wake up! Dick woke and grinned at Julian. A feeling of happiness crept over him. They were going on an adventure. He leapt out of bed and ran quietly to the girl's room. He opened the door. Both the girls were fast asleep, Anne curled up like a dormouse under the sheet. Dick shook George and then dug Anne in the back. They awoke and sat up. "Buck up," whispered Dick. "The sun is just rising. We'll have to hurry." George's blue eyes shone as she dressed. Anne skipped about quietly, finding her few clothes, just a bathing suit, jeans and jersey, and rubber shoes for her feet. It wasn't many minutes before they were all ready. "Now, not a creak on the stairs, not a cough or a giggle," warned Julian, as they stood together on the landing. Anne was a dreadful giggler, and had often given secret plans away by her sudden explosive choke. But this time the little girl was as solemn as the others, and as careful. They crept down the stairs and undid the little front door. Not a sound was made. They shut the door quietly and made their way down the garden path to the gate. The gate always creaked, so they climbed over it instead of opening it. The sun was now shining brightly, though it was still low in the eastern sky. It felt warm already. The sky was so beautifully blue that Anne couldn't help feeling it had been freshly washed. "It looks just as if it had come back from the laundry," she told the others. They squealed with laughter at her. She did say odd things at times, but they knew what she meant. The day had a lovely new feeling about it. Clouds were so pink in the bright blue sky, and the sea looked so smooth and fresh.